Well, it's looking like a pretty nice day for a tractor ride. The farmer says that down on the other side of the acreage, there's a tree in the field. Asked me if I'd take a look at it and see if it's something I want to cut up or have him just push into the brush pile. Let's take a ride. Two things I do know. I'm really glad that that thing did not fall on the buck hut that my uncle's buddy sits in for hunting season. And this thing is covered in poison ivy. I would cut it up, but I don't like poison ivy. It's kind of a bummer to let that all go, but And third, since I'm so good at counting all two things, is man, that chisel plow sure does make the field bumpy. Probably should have planned out my route a little better. I will probably be changing that up on the way home. Well, Putt-Putt did not fail getting me here. It was that rough ride, but I'll be taking a different way home. This is that cherry tree that dropped, and you can see the massive amounts of poison ivy all the way down the trunk, all the way up into the wee very tops. And so I'm gonna let that lay. The farmer's gonna push that up in there, and we'll just let the critters enjoy or let it decompose and feed the land. One thing I did want to look at while I'm over here is you can see that the land kind of pops out like that with the trees. There's a real big swamp down there, and I've never been over there to check it out during wet season, so let's take a ride. Come to find out, I got quite a swamp over here. That's pretty impressive. Now, as the season seems to go on and dry out, this I've walked before and it's pretty dry, and it becomes a massive bedding area. Oh, that's pretty. I'd like to get in here a little bit more and bow hunt. Maybe I'll come along and clear this path so it's used a little more often. But I do see there's a pretty pronounced game trail coming through here, through there, and up this hill right where my tractor's parked. I did just clear a bunch of these down limbs, even though it seems like they still walk right over that. Made it a little easier for them to enter and exit. Generally speaking, the wind is prevailing that direction. So if they were in here, or if they did come in from either field to bed, you can see that's my property line. I can't go past that. But if they were to come in here, I think this would be a real nice bow hunting spot. I just cleared that path out a little bit better. and I'm going to just plan ahead and see if I can tear any of that up and give me a nice walking path. Definitely looks like something does go through here, believe it or not. And also knowing that there's poison ivy nearby, I do need to pay attention to that. There, I don't know if you can tell the difference or not, but I just used some of those logs, knocked some of those vines left and right, and broke that down quite a bit. I think I'm going to like that. I just left the logs lay to just kind of keep everything held down. And quite frankly, I think the more I'm out here and around wildlife, deer and rabbits, probably the less I get poison ivy. But I'm not just gonna run into a patch where I know it's hanging around. So to sum this little scouting video up, I've got all of that bottoms, and the majority of this swamp is mine, but all of this will turn into bedding, and if with any luck I'll have deer traveling right along this little ridge, and I don't think that really matters. I've seen a lot nastier, gnarly stuff, but cruising along, and here I am. Pow. There's another trail going right through there. That's kind of cool to see too. I could probably knock a few things down here, maybe bring a hatchet, clear some of these vines, or just manipulate them. That works too. With that said, I have another point of access. Let's see. They can make it through that if they need to. Sweet. My ideal plan is that this will become a afternoon bow hunt location, something that I can sneak in while I do believe the deer are nowhere around. I have seen them during the day migrate this direction towards the afternoons, so I think that would be my best bet. See if I can sneak in here, get right down where they like to be, maybe get a shot at something good. I'd like to take more does this year. I saw quite a few very mature bucks last fall. In the early season, even in July, I saw quite a few really big bucks just migrating in the afternoon hours towards this swamp. So I think it's gonna be my plan